Bernie Sanders is showing that he's one of the few senators with a spine who's willing to stand up to the Republicans in a meaningful way. So he has vowed to fight them if they try to repeal the Affordable Care Act without proposing an adequate replacement. He's vowed to fight them if they try to privatize Social Security or cut Medicare and Medicaid. And the Republicans have signaled back to Bernie Sanders that they are in fact willing to go toe-to-toe with him to screw over the American people. The Hill explains, Senate Republicans blocked a push on Tuesday by Senator Bernie Sanders to prevent cuts to entitlement spending. Senators voted 49-49 on an amendment from the former presidential candidate, with 60 votes needed to overcome a procedural hurdle. Maine Senator Susan Collins was the only Republican to vote for Sanders' proposal. Sanders had tried to win over GOP support by arguing that his amendment was in line with campaign rhetoric from President-elect Donald Trump. It says that we should support President-elect Trump when he campaigned throughout this country, saying that I, Donald Trump, will not cut Social Security, will not cut Medicare, will not cut Medicaid, Sanders said ahead of the vote. But Senator Mike Enzi rejected Sanders' logic, firing back that I don't think that's exactly what this is about. A vote in favor of this amendment is a vote against repealing Obamacare, Enzi, who chairs the Senate Budget Committee, added. And that, Mike Enzi, is what you call obfuscation of the truth, because Bernie Sanders is not asking you guys not to repeal the Affordable Care Act, but he is challenging you to put forward an actual solution to replace it. But you're not doing that. But what he is saying, however, is that you should honor the campaign promises of your party's president-elect, who consistently maintained that he would not cut Medicare, not cut Medicaid, and not cut Social Security. So he's saying, why don't you follow the rhetoric of your own president-elect and do what he says? Don't cut these social safety net policies that we need, that would screw over the American people. But this guy is trying to lie about it. And because Obamacare is relatively unpopular with the American people, unless you poll them on individual amendments of the Affordable Care Act, but this guy is trying to lie and say, well, Bernie, he's trying to stop us from repealing Obamacare. We're doing what the American people wants. They elected Trump to repeal the Affordable Care Act. They elected Republicans to repeal the Affordable Care Act. But that's not what this is about. Bernie Sanders, again, I want to make it clear, very clear, Bernie Sanders is telling you guys to honor what Donald Trump said. Donald Trump literally bragged about being one of the few Republican presidential candidates that would not cut Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. So if you do that, not only will you hurt the American people at the behest of your donors in the financial services industry, but you're going to be going back on a promise that your president-elect was basically elected on. I mean, many working-class people voted for Donald Trump over Hillary Clinton because they wanted change as one part of it, and also because they actually believed that, unlike other Republicans, he would keep his word and not cut Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. Now, I'm sorry that they were naive enough to believe Donald Trump, because I don't believe that he's going to hold up his campaign rhetoric, but what Bernie Sanders is saying shouldn't be something that he has to fight you on. You should just not cut Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security, because that's the right thing to do. See, you're rich, you make $200,000 a year, we pay you that, our tax dollars fund your salary, and yet you want to take money out of our hands. Well, it's unacceptable. And if you really want to fight Bernie Sanders, the American people, when you poll them issue by issue, they're progressive. They agree with Bernie Sanders. So if you really want to go toe-to-toe with a populist, good luck, because you're going to lose.
Support this podcast by joining the independent progressive media revolution today at humanistreport.com.